So we appreciate you making time. And I'd like to jump right in and just ask you, Robin, give us a quick introduction as to who you are and how the nonlinear tennis system has been for you.
Sure. So I'm a 55-year-old, nearly 55-year-old man. I live in a little town called Bushey in London, and outskirts of London, the UK. I've been playing tennis on and off most of my life since about the age of 10. I did stop for quite a while, about 10 or 11 years. I got back into it and reached a very good level as an adult player. I did play at county level as a junior. I then got an injury due to blisters, which caused me to modify my game, and I never really recovered it. It just got into an absolute mess. The modifications I'd made it very difficult to get the feel back. So I've been on a journey through probably more online tennis coaching and in-person tennis coaching, and even academies, boot camp style, you name it. I've tried it, been there, done that. And then I came across some of Jack's videos on Instagram. I really liked the whole ethos behind it. It was really a way of trying to find your stroke production without being spoon-fed, take your racket back, unit turn, drop the head, all these, all these sayings that a lot of the coaches use. None of them, they're not necessarily wrong, but the way that they're explained and the manner with which, depending on how you take it on board, if you start following that verbatim, and I tend to be quite literal because I don't want to get it wrong, you end up, my experience, with quite stilted strokes. They don't flow. And that means you get good days, bad days, in between days, but you never feel you own the strokes. So having been through Jack's system, and having I took the trip out to Denver end of last year, because I thought, right, let's really make sure that what I'm learning online, I'm executing correctly. So I thought, I'm not going to do things by halves. Had a great week out there with Jack, and really found the fluidity and having certain key points that really are inarguable, like staying on the 45, lining up on the 45, allowing the ball to at least cross that line so that you got your timing right, and not being so rigid. There were a number of things that meant I could start to play without being so fixated on individual parts of stroke production, which means you get out of your own way and you're able to play more of a fluid game. And the nice thing with Jack's system as well is you may not necessarily do all of it, but if you follow the core tenets, like the 45, for example, and convex and concave on your arm before and after when you go into stroke production, if you're laying the racket head back, pretty much you can get a nice feel and you can play a decent level day in, day out, just with that alone. And I even find a lot more of it now quite automated. So Jack always talks about bumping the ball, and I find that's incredibly great advice when you lay the head back and you don't necessarily look to do a lot if you're in a very compromised situation. And it just seems to get the sweet spot of both the racket face and the tennis ball. And I never knew before Jack's teaching there was a sweet spot in a tennis ball. So that was new to me. So, and that makes sense that, you can actually create a lot of power without necessarily trying to accelerate, because if you can meet the two sweet spots, both of the racket face and in the ball, you've got double compression. So that ball will just stay a little bit longer on that face, and that gives you extra power and control as it really does sink in and then accelerates back out. So practicing all these things, and I've been back in the UK now. So I think we did that September, didn't we, Jack? Kind of mid-September we did that. So I've been back practicing using Jack's tools. I absolutely love the Excalibur. I can't tell you what a great tool that is. And I've got a terrible tendency to really accelerate my arm super quick. And if you try and do that with Excalibur, you're just going to look like an absolute idiot on court. The balls will go everywhere. So that's a really great tool. And when you hit it right, it feels beautiful. I'm actually nearly able to rally with it now, Jack. And I can half volley with it as well. So that's pretty good.
Wow.
So,
that's incredible.
It's been great. So yeah, I from personal experience, I think anyone that is struggling with their game or having a lot of good days, bad days, and can't really find a consistent level and wants something that they can follow without being, so prescriptive that they're having to think about 100 different things, because the brain can't process that, certainly not on a court and definitely not in a match, then I I would struggle to see anything better than Jack's system. I think it's the best I've come across by a golden mile.